Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. Sorry this video is going to be a bit short and not flashy like my other ones, if they ever are really flashy. So this is really just going to be a short ad hoc video. But anyway, we're going to be looking at an email that I received this morning. At the time of recording this video, it is January 29th, 2025 at 10:40 a.m. And this email is from the European Medicines Agency, so the FDA of the EU. And essentially, well, if you're not looking at the screen, I can read it for you. So I sent many requests about different documents, but here's what's relevant to the video. I said, quote, "Also, I would like to know when the public may expect a decision on the Finasteride dutasteride products review." And then I gave a link to that particular EMA link that talks about the Finasteride dutasteride-containing medical products. So the EMA responds, quote, "EMA has indeed started a safety review of all medicines containing finasteride and dutasteride authorized in the European Union. A communication was published on the EMA's website to explain the reasons and objectives of the review. The review was triggered because there were concerns that the medicines may cause suicidal ideation, thoughts, and behaviors. Finasteride and dutasteride already have well-known psychiatric side effects. For example, some of the medicines that are taken by mouth, tablets or capsules, can cause depression and sexual disorders. Recently, suicidal ideation was added as a possible side effect for 2 finasteride medicines. EMA's safety committee will now investigate suicidal ideation and behaviors. The committee will review all data potentially linking finasteride spray, finasteride 1 or 5 milligram tablets, and dutasteride 0.5 milligram capsules to suicidal ideation and behaviors, and review whether the benefit of the medicines outweigh the risks for patients with alopecia and benign prostatic hyperplasia. EMA cannot predict the outcome of the review, nor when it will conclude. As for any safety review, it is possible that the medicines may remain available as they are, or that additional safety measures are put in place to minimize the risks. A recommendation to withdraw the medicine from the market is only taken when the EMA determines that the risks outweigh the benefits, and no further measures are possible to reduce the risks. Please note that the recommendations may not be the same for all uses, alopecia or benign prostatic hyperplasia, forms, spray, tablets or capsules, and strengths. All parameters will be taken in consideration during the review, including the benefits of the medicines for the patients. Once the review is completed, EMA's Safety Committee will issue a recommendation which will be published on the EMA website. It will also be sent to the CMDH, a group which represents all member states of the European Economic Area. The CMDH will discuss the recommendations of the EMA Safety Committee. If there is a consensus, it will issue a legally binding position, which will apply in the EEA, that being the European Economic Area. If there is no consensus, the European Commission will issue a decision valid in the EU. We hope this information is useful and reassuring. Should you wish to contact the agency again in the future, please submit your enquiry using the web form linked below. Thank you for your understanding. End of the letter. So, what I find to be particularly worrying is that they're already starting from the position that it is well known that finasteride and dutasteride have these psychiatric side effects, that it's known, it's like solidified in the literature, like this is legit. We have tons of evidence that proves that this particular drug class actually causes suicidal ideation. So if that's their starting point, I'm kind of worried because, we have tons of literature that contradicts that. So, it would have been, in my opinion, more reassuring had they start from a position of, well, it may cause these issues. We're trying to elucidate whether or not it causes these issues. But no, they're starting from the position that, it is for sure that finasteride and dutasteride cause suicidal ideation, as if they have ample amount of literature and clinical evidence that points to it being a causal, right? A causal sort of effect, rather than it being correlative, where you can have the case where there's a strength that links the two, right? And that strength, that mediating factor, could very well be, well, people who deal with hair loss are likely to have, body dysmorphic disorders or other issues that could increase their chances of having suicidal ideation. And, I'm not going to put too many studies on the screen because I always do that all the time, but you can just look at the meta-analysis that came out, I want to say around a year ago, maybe 6 months to a year ago, by Alessandro Urelli et al., where it was, a meta-analysis of, I want to say like 2 million patient data points that kind of came to the conclusion, right? It used these very high-powered studies that came to the conclusion that both finasteride and dutasteride had no causal suicidal ideation and depression. So I'm actually pretty worried for, everyone in the European Union, because I think there are going to be some restrictions that take place, right? And depending on how much they harp on, the whole suicide thing, and listen, I looked at the literature, you can look at the literature yourself, this is very much overblown, but depending on how much they view it as an issue, right? And because suicide is it's a pretty big deal, right? If you're telling me in an email that, yeah, this thing has a, potential side effect, not a potential side effect. If you're establishing in the email that this thing causes, right, like depression, or has the potential to cause depression or, suicidal ideation, then any agency, is going to err on the side of caution and put in some sort of restriction if that is where they're starting from. So I don't even think they're doing a in-depth look at the literature, right? They're already saying, okay, we know it causes suicide, we know it can cause depression and all this stuff. Let's just see, what evidence kind of limits or de-amplifies the sort of suicide or depression concerns. But in a public relations kind of sense, that doesn't really look well. So they will be putting some restrictions. Just my opinion, though, and I could be wrong. But in any case, thank you guys for watching this quick update. I haven't been posting as much because I am dealing with a particular issue from a very, very naughty hair loss cryptocurrency company. You can check that on my channel, those hair DAO idiots. Whatever. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace out.